Ever wondered why some people reach their goals effortlessly while others struggle? The secret is habits, the routines shaping your life. Imagine waking up energized and on track. What if habits were the key to success? Today, we're breaking down The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, uncovering the science behind habits and how to transform them. We'll explore the habit loop, how to break bad habits and build better ones. Stick around. These strategies could change your life. Before we start, hit like, subscribe to the Mansa Musa Mindset, and check the description for the book link. Let's dive in. Introduction to the book. Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit reveals the science behind why we do what we do. He explains how habits form, why they're powerful, and how we can use this knowledge to transform our lives. Whether you want to break a bad habit or create a positive one, this book offers actionable insights. Next, we'll explore the concept of the habit loop, a powerful cycle at the core of all habits. Understanding it will change the way you approach your routines. Let's get started. The habit loop. At the heart of every habit is something called the habit loop. The habit loop consists of three parts. Cue, the trigger that starts the habit. Routine, the behavior or action that follows. Reward, the benefit or positive feeling that reinforces the habit, making you want to repeat it. To change a habit, you need to identify the cue, modify the routine, and keep the reward. Sounds simple, right? But it's incredibly powerful. Once you understand how habits are formed, you can start to change them. Start observing your daily routines. What cues trigger your habits? For example, do you grab your phone the moment you wake up? What's the reward you're seeking? Start noticing the cycle, and you'll be one step closer to changing your habits. What habits have you noticed in your daily routine? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this is making you rethink your habits, hit that like button and drop a comment about one habit you want to change. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mansa Musa Mindset for more actionable life tips. Keystone habits. Now let's talk about keystone habits. These are the small but incredibly powerful habits that set off a chain reaction, sparking positive changes in other areas of your life. Think about it. Something as simple as exercising regularly can lead to a series of other healthy behaviors, better eating, better sleep, and even improved mental health. Keystone habits often don't seem like much on their own, but when you build them into your routine, they create a ripple effect that transforms your life. Identify one keystone habit that you can focus on, like journaling, meditating, or exercising. Once you make it part of your routine, you'll be amazed at how other areas of your life improve as a result. What's one keystone habit you found to be powerful in your life? Share it in the comments below. The golden rule of habit change. Here's something that might surprise you. You can't simply eliminate a bad habit. Instead, you need to replace it with a better one. This is the golden rule of habit change. Don't erase, replace. For example, if you often snack on junk food when you're stressed, simply trying to stop eating altogether won't work. Instead, replace the routine of eating junk food with something healthier, like a short walk or a few minutes of deep breathing. You'll still get the reward of stress relief, but the routine is healthier and more sustainable. When you're trying to change a bad habit, focus on replacing it with something positive that satisfies the same craving or need. What's a bad habit you're replacing? Share your experience in the comments below. Cravings drive habits. Habits are driven by cravings, the desire for the reward that follows the routine. That craving is what motivates you to continue the habit. But here's the thing, once you understand what you're craving, you can hack the loop to build better habits. For instance, if you crave the feeling of accomplishment, you can build a habit around completing small tasks throughout the day. Or if you crave relaxation, replace your stress eating habit with something that brings relaxation, like reading or stretching. Make your new habit satisfying by attaching rewards you truly enjoy. The more satisfying the reward, the easier it will be to stick with the new habit. What cravings are driving your habits? Let me know in the comments below. Willpower is a muscle. Willpower isn't something you're born with. It's a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. The more you practice self-control, the easier it becomes to stick with your goals. Duhigg emphasizes that by practicing small, consistent acts of discipline.
Now, here's the one other thing with with starting a new habit. So the first day that I woke up, I saw my shoes next to my bed, never run before. I put on my clothes, I walked outside and I walked for one block and I came back. And then I took the nice long shower. And then the next day I walked like 2 blocks. And after a while, you get to this point where you're like, okay, I'm walking a couple blocks. I might as well like jog a couple of blocks and I might as well run, like half a mile. There's this thing known as the science of small wins. And oftentimes the way that we change is nonlinear. Right? We find something that's unexpected that makes it easier for us to change. We find a reward that we didn't anticipate. It's these little experiments. And when we see change as a series of shifts, and it's okay for those shifts to be small, then what we're doing is we're freeing ourselves to learn from ourselves, to learn from our patterns. And so that's how I ended up running a half marathon and then a marathon, was literally just by taking it as these small little incremental improvements.
You build the mental strength to tackle larger challenges over time. So, if you're trying to build a new habit, start small and focus on one habit at a time to build momentum. Strengthen your willpower by practicing self-discipline in small, manageable ways. Once you have success with smaller habits, you'll be able to take on bigger ones. What small acts of willpower have worked for you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Habits shape organizations and communities. Habits aren't just personal. They also impact organizations and entire communities. In The Power of Habit, Duhigg explains how companies can use habits to influence behavior and drive success.
Followed around a couple thousand people to see how much of our daily behaviors are habits. And what she found is about 40 to 45% of the decisions we make actually every day aren't actually decisions, they're habits. And if somehow I could get 150 sensors into your head, this is exactly what I would see. Your mental activity dropping off in the middle of that habit. When you remember waking up in the morning and walking in the subway and now you're at your desk, but you don't remember what happened in the middle. Or when you decided that morning to have a salad, but you get to lunch and you order a hamburger just like you did yesterday. This is what's happening. Your brain is kind of turning off. With these two interesting exceptions. At the beginning of the habit, when the rat would hear the click, there'd be this burst of activity. And then essentially the brain would power down. And then at the end, when it found the chocolate, it's as if the rat would sort of shake itself awake again and notice what was going on. Within neurology, this is such an important idea and finding that it's become known as the habit loop. And what it says is that every habit has three components. There's a cue, which is like an automatic trigger for a behavior to start.
For example, Starbucks trains its employees to use specific habits that lead to exceptional customer service, building trust and loyalty in their brand. On a larger scale, reshaping group habits within a team or organization can drive massive change. Whether you're leading a team or working in one, understanding the power of group habits can be a game changer. Identify group habits within your team or community that can be reshaped to drive positive change. Look at what's working and what's not, and focus on the habits that influence collective success. How can group habits be improved in your environment? Share your ideas in the comments below. The 5 steps to transform your habits. To transform your habits, follow these 5 steps. Understand the habit loop. Identify cue, routine, and reward. Every habit follows a 3-part loop: cue, routine, and reward. The cue triggers the habit, such as a time, emotion, or situation. The routine is your response, and the reward reinforces it. Recognizing this loop helps you modify the routine while adjusting the reward, making it easier to break bad habits and build better ones. Focus on keystone habits. Small habits create a big impact. Keystone habits influence many areas of life. For example, regular exercise improves sleep, eating habits, and reduces stress. These habits trigger a domino effect, leading to positive behaviors. Focusing on one key habit encourages lasting improvements and personal growth. Use the golden rule. Swap bad routines for better ones. Rather than eliminating bad habits, replace them with better alternatives. Every habit fulfills a need, so finding a healthier substitute makes change easier. For example, replace stress eating with deep breathing or a walk. By keeping the same cue and reward, but changing the routine, you create lasting change. Leverage cravings. Attach rewards to new habits. Cravings drive habits by linking actions to rewards. Use this to build better habits by attaching satisfying rewards. If you crave achievement, complete small tasks. If you seek relaxation, replace stress eating with reading or meditation. Making habits enjoyable increases the chances of sticking to them. Strengthen willpower. Build discipline through small steps. Willpower strengthens with practice. Start with small steps, like a 5-minute workout or limiting social media. Over time, these small wins build resilience and self-control. Strengthening willpower through gradual challenges helps you stay focused on long-term goals and overcome setbacks. Change isn't always fast or easy, but with time and effort, any habit can be reshaped. Your habits shape your future, and you have the power to change them. Which habit are you ready to transform? Drop it in the comments. Before you go, hit like, subscribe to the Mansa Musa Mindset, and share this video with someone ready to take control of their habits. Check the description for the Power of Habit link. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for more motivation. Until next time, stay intentional, stay consistent, and build that Mansa Musa legacy.